Look at my head compared to this thing.
Unleash the beast.
I would say it's well worth it, man. What is up, guys, and welcome to the channel. It is Saturday morning at Salvage of Savage, and I figured today was a good day to do something for myself. We have a 2018 Denali 2500 HD. No, I did not buy the truck from Goon Squad. Y'all be asking? No. Bought it brand new off the showroom floor. And now that the warranty is up, it's time to do some mods to the motor. Make this thing a little faster, a little more torque. These 22-inch wheels did affect the speed a little bit. This truck was bought when I was in construction to pull my dump trailer and that big red trailer right there, which I used to put all my tools in. Now that I'm not in that business anymore, now we just use it to pull these pigs around town. We were out at SEMA, and our buddy Lightning from Banks Power mentioned that he would like to send us some goodies for the truck. We got a pedal monster. We got this huge ram air intake. I mean, this thing is like, this is the big, look at my head compared to this thing. It's huge. No, not my head, the intake. We got a nice 5-inch exhaust with a black tip. We got this Banks Power differential cover. This thing is gonna look sharp. Bling blow. And in this box, we have the most important piece, the Derringer tuner and the I-dash pod. This is going to let us make the adjustments to the ECU to make use of all that new cold air that we're gonna be sucking in. All right, so now that I got my Banks shirt on, I think the next step is we're gonna take the truck on a quick little spin so we can kind of go over what kind of power it's making now. I mean, obviously this truck is not made for speed. This thing will pull 6,000–7,000 pounds and you don't even know it up a mountain. Trust me, I did it. So again, this is a stock 2500 Duramax turbo diesel, 57,000 miles on it. So this is a red light, so give us an idea where you're starting at. Here we go. There's a shift kind of hard there. I don't know. So that's a 0 to 60, boom. I don't know, I'd say that was about 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. All right, more like 5 seconds, 0 to 60, 5 seconds ish. All right, let's squeeze this into the shop. Got my stand all set up. Now I'm ready to get up there and get to work. I'm gonna start with the air cleaner. So I'm gonna take off this factory intake. So gotta get this map sensor off, get these clamps off. We're gonna pull all this out so that new big old box can fit in there. I got the Banks air intake all done. Their ram air box, their charge pipe. I eliminated the stock resonator, give it that little more whew sound. So this is all done.
What we have here is a harness that goes in the engine bay that connects into our sensors. So what this is going to do is go in line with the existing harness, goes into our Derringer, into the I-dash, and then straight into our DLC connector to give that information to the ECU. Mike's already under the hood taking up some space, so I'm gonna go inside and start mounting up this I-dash. I got this cool autometer dash pod that we got from Banks also. The gauge is installed in the pillar. It was a really tight fit. It's got the lock collar on the back with the little plastic nuts. So I'm gonna route these down the A-pillar. The gauge pod is installed, nice and neat. I like the way it looks. It kind of blends in with everything. Fitment's really nice. See my wires coming down here next to the factory fuse box, next to the dashboard. I'm gonna start mounting our pedal monster and then run the rest of these cables. This one's gonna go to the DLC connector, and then I have to get another cable coming through the firewall, coming from the adaptation harness.
Now I'm moving on to installing the Derringer tuner and the needed sensor extension adapter plugs. So the first step is to locate the T-map sensor and your FRP connector, which are located here. So we're basically gonna pop these off, connect our new pigtails onto those, route this harness around the engine, and then the Derringer tuner, they recommend mounting it over here. So I'm gonna get all that routed up and installed. This is the cable that will connect to the Derringer and then go through the firewall. This is called your starter cable. We have a couple factory locations in the firewall that we could slide this end back in. I'm gonna use this one that's right here. I already pulled the grommet out. This will probably be one of the hardest parts of the job, especially if you have fat hands like me. My Italian sausage hands. Doesn't really make it very easy for me to get into tight situations. We got the I-dash in with this new pillar. Pedal monster is in. The Derringer's in. I'm gonna get started with the exhaust. You're gonna have to remove your sensors. You got 2 here and 1 up here. So I'm gonna get those out of the way. And then you're gonna measure 8 inches from your first hanger, 8 inches this way, and that's gonna be a cut. So you will have to use like a Sawzall or a grinder with a cutoff wheel or something. Make sure you put a nice clean line around the whole exhaust, so that way if you're using a Sawzall, your blade doesn't travel one way or the other and then you got like a cattywonk cut. I'm gonna get these sensors out, measure 8 inches over, make that cut, remove this whole section of exhaust. This is a 4-inch, and the one that comes with this whole monster exhaust setup is 5-inch. So obviously that'll be a little bit better, less restriction, better flow. It also came with this really large exhaust tip. Satin black, big old Banks logo on there. All right, so I got a nice clean cut here. I marked 8 inches from this front hanger. Got these 2 sensors removed. This one up here was a little rusty, so I sprayed some rust penetrator on there. I'm gonna let that sit for maybe a half hour. Meanwhile, I think what I'll do is go ahead and remove this diff cover so we could get the new one on. When seating your new O-ring into your differential cover, you want to apply a little bit of gear oil on your O-ring. It's gonna gingerly insert that O-ring right into this little cavity. We are finished with our Banks Power install. We just got to fill it up with some gear lube and we're gonna get this truck back on the road. We got the air intake, we got the Derringer tuner, we got the I-dash, we got the pedal monster, we got the diff cover, and we got the 5-inch exhaust. So that is the complete Banks Power setup. It's on the track setting, tuned all the way up. So I believe this is like the top tier on the tunes. So right off the bat, I could tell the biggest difference with the pedal monster. As soon as you hit that throttle, it wakes it up, man. What I think is a really cool feature on this is you can detune this while you're sitting at a light. So if you notice, there's a track, that's sport, there's city, and then back to stock. Let's say you're cruising around in your stock tune, and somebody pulls up to you at a light and gives you that look. You know that look, like, yo. Then you could just on the fly change your tune. So now we're city, sport, Track all the way up. If you're bored with your stock diesel engine and you want to feel a little extra pep in your step, I would say it's well worth it, man. So it was brought to my attention that when I did my 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi count, I was way off. So we went and grabbed the draggy out of the shop and we dragged it out here to bring it to the truck. So now we're gonna get some real-time data. I got my beautiful assistant here,
Hey,
holding my phone. Turn this tune back down to stock, sport. All right, so this is a stock tune, 0 to 60.
30. 60.
That was tuned back down to stock, which still feels faster than it did before we started.
well, you do have the cold air intake and the different exhaust.
Yeah, I'm not taking that back out. It's from stock. Boom, 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 boom. Track all the way up. Nothing could stop me.
Except the Boca Police.
30. 60.
Spun a little bit.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on this week's video. I know it's a little out of sort from our normal content, but we hope you all enjoyed it. I'm smiling from ear to ear. It is a big, big gain. If you're looking to get some better fuel efficiency, some more power, go over to the website, man. Just with some simple bolt-on parts, we saved almost 2.5 seconds, man. So big thanks to Lightning and all the guys over at Bakes Power. Thanks for checking out our video. You're subscribed, you're following, you're doing all that stuff. We love you, peace. But you do know what they say about people with big hands, right? We wear big gloves.
Unleash the beast.
I gotta take this oh shit bar off. My old ass uses to actually get in my truck. Banks, banks, banks. Pull into this church, say a quick prayer. Keep everybody safe, dear Lord, amen.